I'm down at Milford on Sea. This is Sturt Pond. I'm just on this footpath that runs along Hurst Beach to Hurst Castle. I don't believe it will be open today. It's a weekday and it's only open at weekends this time of year, I believe. We'll see when we get to the other end, but very unlikely. There is a footpath the other side of this pond that takes me back to Milford on Sea. I'm parked between the town and a residential area where it's free to park. Otherwise it'd be £4.50 to park in the car park down here for a few hours. The car park, I took a photo of it. No, I did a short video of it earlier, and it's totally empty. Totally and utterly empty. And anywhere a quarter of a mile from the beach has single yellow lines stopping you parking from 9 AM to 7 PM. It's not a problem, because tonight at 7 PM I shall move down to one of those beach roads and camp overnight there and be gone first thing in the morning. Up on the ridge, the shingle bank and rocks protecting. Better view there across the flats. And out to sea. There's a lot of swans there. Not sure what the collective noun is for a group of swans, but there we have 124,000 tonnes of Norwegian rock put here to protect this area over the other side. So this is Hurst Spit. Across in the distance is the Isle of Wight, and at the very tip of this spit is Hurst Castle. People down there with dogs having a chat, standing around and preventing the swans coming under that bridge. Not deliberately, but the swans are a bit wary of the dogs. The last group that just came through, about 10 of them, as soon as they came through they took flight. The rest are just waiting, plucking up courage. Dead swan, not something you see very often. It's on a fairly quiet road, on a bend on the road here, but you can only imagine it's been hit by a car. Now there's no dogs around, they're all coming through, the younger ones. Once you know the area, it makes life a lot easier. There's a verge here that's used for parking all the way down on that side. So I shall go and get the van, come and park down here. sheep in the family. There's the Isle of Wight. Just about make out the Needles. And you can see the couple of miles I've walked along the Hurst bit up to Hurst Castle. There's the sheltered lowlands. Plenty of boats moored. We have a lighthouse and then we have Hurst Castle. Let's go and have a look. Well, these openings would certainly have housed some huge guns out into the Solent, protecting it. Hopefully there's some history, even if the castle's closed, that I can have a read of, because this is a hell of a castle. So I'm on the seaward side. I have to climb over a little step thing there. All these sea defences, rocks and whatever to protect it. Won't record too much as I'm walking because of the sound of my feet. And also the mic is under my jumper and I've noticed in a couple of videos it's been rubbing a little bit. About 3/4 of a mile across there is the Isle of Wight, and these guns will protect that channel out there. There's an information board here that's broke free from wherever it was. Someone's put it up against this wall. Hopefully it'll be found at the weekend. Yet more and more of these huge emplacements. And there's the end of the spit. I was reading that sign back there and it was about longshore drift, and I can remember all the studying we did at geography at school about longshore drift. So I'm stood on the end of the spit as far as I can go. Hurst Castle, a lighthouse behind me. Behind that is Milford on Sea, Keyhaven, the Lymington estuaries, then Solent, and across to the Isle of Wight. And right down in the distance off the end of the Isle of Wight you can see the Needles, and back to Hurst Castle. Small rail track. Certainly somewhere I'm going to return to when it's open, just to get the views from up there on the keep, turrets or whatever. Alarmed beyond this point. 1873. Victoria, Regina. Certainly looks interesting. For those of you who have seen some of the other videos, the Dover Castle one I had to split up into 3 days, such was it. An amazing place. And I love some of these medieval castles. But my fascination is more with 20th century. So from the 1st of April it's open daily. But for the time being it's closed, which is what a pity. So right opposite the front gate of Hurst Castle is the ferry that runs down to Keyhaven, I believe. Let's have a look on this sign. Please wait here until asked aboard. Keyhaven ferry. And the price is £3.50 for adults, £2 for children. Hurst ferries. Obviously I've just come from Milford on Sea, but nevertheless, if I do come back here, and for those of you that don't want to have to walk a couple of miles along the Hurst bit, which is shingle, it's compact in some areas, but in others it's quite loose, and so it's quite a tough walk for some. Anyway, one final look at Hurst Castle from the outside. Going to go and take some photographs of the lighthouse and some angles on the castle. But for today, that's all. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll catch you again in a later video. The tide's on its way back out now, but at high tide, just after 3 o'clock this afternoon, the water actually comes up onto this road. I knew the high tide was 2.9 metres at 3:10, and it does say on the sign, road liable to flooding. Oh, I'm parked up a hill, a good 4 or 5 feet higher up, and I had previously checked the tide times for the next tide at 3 AM, which is 2.8 metres, so slightly lower, and tomorrow afternoon 2.7 metres, but something that was worth checking. You wouldn't want there to be a spring tide and find that your vehicle's 1 or 2 feet in the water. Now, there are proper parking spaces on the other side of the road, so it's only a matter of inches difference. People were parked up this afternoon, but just something I've got to keep an eye on.